Hey, here with TheEZGZ. Had a comment left from a friend of mine. Wanted to know how I mounted my remote oil filter. This will really test your ingenuity, and there's many possible combinations of things that will work. Everything's kind of in disarray here, but sounds like he's just about ready to start that project. So in my buggy, and he has a fiberglass dune buggy as well, I have this piece of frame that I put around from side to side, and I use this muffler clamp, and I mounted my filter assembly. I had my coil and my filter both mounted to this tab. This is the engine that was in the car, and so by using hoses and these filter adapters, I ran it up from the lower position and had it attached to the frame. Right now, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this for my Baja, and this is one idea that I have used in the past. It works fine. You would think that the heat would be an issue, but it doesn't seem to be. But I was thinking about putting this, having the option. You're kind of stuck with that muffler, and you know, every now and then you get rowdy and you might want to put a stinger on something like this. So I'm looking at it myself today, trying to come up with something, and what I think I might do is utilize the two sheet metal holes on my tin and run a piece of flat steel, attach it to those two holes, and then I'm going to use a, where's that filter? Okay, this filter mount. Now there's different kinds. This one mounts straight out the end. This one mounts, instead of straight out, it comes out at a 90 degrees. Sometimes you have to use fittings. And I think what I might do is attach this one to that piece of steel coming over here, and it will sit up to the side. Now, you kind of got the idea there. And I know someone's going to say, what kind of oil filters do you use? I've been using these Bosch 34, let's see, I think it's a 3422, yeah. You can use a PH8A, you can use smaller, larger, doesn't really make any difference. I took the filter adapter with me before I installed it to the parts store. Come on, baby. Just so you get a better visual here. So if I put that up here, the filter's going to sit like this, and then of course the hoses will go straight down. Now, we also have, for those of us that want to use a bypass oil filter, and this one is a Wix number 51516XP. I like Wix. It's the whole oil pump, and this is not a full flow system. This is a considered a bypass filter because of this screw right here where my thumb is. There's a spring and a ball there, so on initial startup when it's cold, that it will bypass. But there's no hoses involved, and it's better than stock. And over here is an example of something I did to the 2110. Again, this was a larger diameter, and I was able to capture it like this, and I don't foresee any problems. You do have to be careful of your tubing so that it's not touching the pipe, but as far as transmitting heat into the aluminum, and I did file a groove in the aluminum so that it wouldn't shift around. Oh, and now somebody's going to ask me, what kind of hose do you use? If you can afford the stainless steel hose, a setup like this with the fittings is going to run you about $100, but it's sweet, and they're Teflon lined, and they will get dirty and they will look crummy, but if you go to the car wash, they clean right up. I'm using what they call push lock. It's like a power steering hose that I found at one of the supply houses, and you'll notice this is just pushed on, and I have never had them come off. So you've got relief valves that are supposed to bleed off some of the pressure, and you're not running that high of pressure, and I think they're rated for 300 psi. And if you have trouble getting them on, you might want to put them in some warm water or leave them out in the sun or someplace where they can warm up a little bit. And it is difficult to get it pushed on, but you can do it with your bare hands or by putting the fitting in a vise and pushing it. It's a pain, but it lasts, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm kind of liking this idea because I have the heater boxes. I need to run my air hose, and I can see conflicts here and there and everywhere, and I still may, unless I move it out here far enough. I'm working on that right now, but I wanted to get this up for Mike, my friend Mike, and let him see what some of the options are that I've used. And you just have to be creative and come up with some of your own stuff, especially on a fiberglass car. If you've got any kind of a cage or someplace, I don't know what you've got off your fiberglass, you know, I kind of like to not attach things. This was kind of cleaned up the engine compartment area because of throttle linkage and so forth, and I had my wires run up here, kept all the wires off the engine. That was kind of nice. So there, I hope that helps give you some ideas. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subbing. TheEZGZ out.